Today's horoscope from Astro Academy, Cancer, September 26, 2022. It's a time not only to seek more familiarity, safety, and comfort but also to honor your needs for these things. Domestic matters assume more importance now and until October, and engaging in confidence-building activities can be most beneficial. Through thoughts, new information, conversations, or meetings today, you may gain further insight into past matters, particularly related to childhood or family and home life. These can ultimately lead to new ideas and directions that are significant for you. While thinking is fresh and perhaps a little raw now, it's a good idea to take note of what emerges today, as you may reach a significant turning point in your thinking processes. Prepare for a whole new zodiac season. As the mighty sun, our great luminary, shifts gears into the bottom of your chart, he will venture into Libra. In the month ahead, you'll notice that you have more attention on home, family, and domesticity as your solar fourth house is activated. Regardless if single or attached, this is the moment to update your living space and consider how you transform it into a sensual experience. Bust out the aromatherapy and incense. Buy some new candles. Be sure to decorate your home with many plants and flowers. Stimulate your senses and spirit. Do not be surprised if it is a lazy workday since the moon is void, of course. Your energy may die down a bit as you meander through your workday. Since the sun is entering Libra, you might feel more introverted as you take a step back to focus on your sacred spaces. Domestic duties may become your top priority as working on your home can be the perfect way to spend Libra season. Aside from this, you may find that Libra season can bring balance to the core elements that make up your professional foundation. The moon's alignment with Ceres in your income sector today is not just the last before the dwarf planet leaves next week but the last with any planet this year. As well as a window into your income needs and priorities, the moon's friendly aspect to Eris in your career sector before leaving can fire up your motivation on both fronts. The tendency to nurture others can be a liability for you. Unless you are a paid professional during office hours, taking care of yourself first is your foremost responsibility. Even parents need to focus on themselves if they are going to be proper role models for their children. If you need someone to nurture, look in the mirror. You are a wonderful listener. Ask your reflection what it needs and hop to it. It may take a little practice, but you can do it. The vibrations today are really very beautiful. They are announcing a phase of stability and when you will be making your projects concrete. You have everything you need to see your professional and sentimental initiatives come to fruition. You will soon have some new responsibilities offered up to you as well. Think about it before taking them on because they may change your life and involve some commitments in the future. In terms of your friendships, you are coming into a phase of conviviality and sharing. The sun, Mercury, and moon are all on the move and all within the space of less than 12 hours, but in a way that is more a case of moving resources around. The sun's departure from your communication sector today is something that can often end all planetary activity on the communication front for the year, but instead, it is just hours later that the moon will return with Mercury, the planet of communication, retrograding back in to join Venus just a few hours later. At the same time, the sun returns to your home and family sector to keep the focus on home and family matters as Mercury retrogrades back out. As the sun leaves your communication sector today for a few hours, this will leave Venus, the planet of love, on her own. This is enough time to narrow down the communication focus onto giving your heart and your relationships a voice, something that the moon's return a few hours later and Mercury, the planet of communication, a few hours after that can fall in line with. Our eyes in the sky. There is a temptation to step back from your emotional wellness today. However, you can't shy away from your fears and let your self-doubt get the better of you. The moon in Virgo asks you to put your nose to the grindstone. Virgo energy is all about doing a job right with care and precision, so this is a perfect day for career and work-related ambitions to really take hold. It's also a wonderful day to make some extra cash or pitch those plans that you thought would never see the light of day. Just try not to let your professional ambitions sidetrack you from the other work you need to do. Tonight's link between Neptune and the Moon could cause you to detach from your own or another's true feelings. This could be a tough day for those in romantic relationships because people aren't really feeling like their best selves. It's a day where you could feel a little left out in the cold or ghosted by someone you thought would always be there for you. Remember that this is just a cycle in the stars. Come up with a plan to do what is best for your peace of mind. In the pre-dawn hours, romantic Venus in Virgo opposes a nebulous Neptune in Pisces. While Venus deals in concrete, material love, Neptune deals with divine, transcendent love. Two sensations, two vastly different experiences. Neptune already has the energetic upper hand given its slow crawl through the cosmos, but it is also in domicile, while Venus is in fall. Therefore, the material considerations of Venus in Virgo are dwarfed by its numinous counterpart, and everything we think we understand about our romantic entanglements now gets lost in a wash. We don't know where we stand, nor do we know what we want. Idealized projections of other people or situations leave us vulnerable to disappointment, even though we'd never admit it. Our true struggle lies in our desire for perfection when there is no such thing. We'll have an easier time managing overwhelming feelings through an art practice or by turning to prayer. Faith isn't a bad thing, as long as we don't place all of our faith in an equally fallible, imperfect human being. Dreams and love will seem tangible, and your creativity will be especially active. Trying something new will appeal to you and is highly advised. You could spend time with some unlikely characters. You're also going to be quite lucky regarding information. You might learn something by chance from a stranger that turns out to be useful to you, or you might just happen upon some intriguing news while scrolling through social media. You'll be sharper than normal and ready to make some spontaneous choices to accompany the zany adventures that await you on this fortunate day. Before noon, the Moon squares off with Mars, stimulating irritability. Under the Virgo moon, we feel secure navigating logical, linear situations. Meanwhile, Mars in Gemini is game for experimentation and knows victory won't be achieved through regimentation. These two inclinations leave us feeling polarized and frustrated. It's as though we don't want to move for fear of making a mistake, even though we know that mistakes are exactly what we need to grow, and therefore, succeed. The worst thing we can do now is to bottle up our feelings to the point where we finally snap and act recklessly. Take one thing at a time. Pace yourself.